Good morning, everybody. We're here with a 2016 MX-5 and we're gonna replace the condenser and the radiator because they're leaking. I think something went up there and hit it pretty bad and they're both leaking, so that's what we're attempting to change today. We're already about halfway done with taking the bumper off, so I'll update you once the bumper is off and then we'll continue. These are the clips that are hard to get off. Sometimes you have to use special tools, not only a flathead, but sometimes a plastic trim removal tool will work as well, something like this. And you kind of have to grab hard, you know. But make sure you keep all your bolts and screws in one place, that way you don't lose anything. Alright, we gotta get these ones. There's some 10mm down there, and you're only gonna get to them after you remove the inner fender liners. Once this is off, then you can take those off and you continue. Alright guys, so we just found a little trick to getting these pins off a little easier. It works better than the tool. See, once you get behind it, you squeeze it just enough that it, grips it, but not enough to snap it off. And it comes right out. So that's a little hack for you guys if you want to go a little bit faster. Alright, now that we got all of the fender liners and the underliner off, now I'm going to open the radiator cap. You gotta be careful, especially if it's hot. We parked the car maybe like 20-30 minutes ago, so it's not too bad. And we're gonna open the drain hose down here. Alright guys, so this is a closer look at the damage that the car sustained. This is the reason why we're changing the condenser and the radiator. Both of them developed a slight leak because of whatever hit it right there. But yeah, right now we're still draining, and we'll pick up once we move on. Alright, so there's this hose right here that we can just... Alright, so I moved that clip back here, and I should be able to just... Alright guys, so once you have that reservoir out, you can see all the fan connections right there. We already have this open. We're gonna grab this. You can probably just feed your finger down there and just press that little button in the front. I don't know if you guys can see it. So you just press and pull at the same time. Kind of like that. And then we're gonna pop this out of the way and then start to remove the mounts. Alright, so the next thing we were gonna do was remove this top radiator hose from right there, but we wanted to make some more space first, so what we're gonna do is remove this air box, the mass airflow sensor, and just make some space. Ready? Yep. For the mass airflow sensor, you just press that, pull it off. It's pretty easy. We're gonna do our little trick right here again. Yep. Those little cutters come in handy, so if you have those, it'll help you out. That's pretty much the only screw. It's pretty much the only screw that holds the airbox in. My dad was saying that he likes to put the screws back in the places that they came from. That way you have an idea of where everything, goes. And everything you can't do that for, you just put it in one place. That way you won't lose anything, and then you just work a little bit faster, Now that we have more space, we can easily get to that top radiator hose, pop it off, and then go on from there. Also, you can see the fan, the radiator, and a little bit of the condenser from here. So we're making progress. So we made all that space, and even though we're gonna end up needing the space, we're just gonna remove the top radiator hose from right here. I already had it loose, so boom. We already have majority of the fluid out of the system, and yeah, we'll go from there. Everything is just gonna go down. I forgot to mention this earlier, but whenever you're dealing with anything electrical in your car, it's a good rule of thumb to remove your negative terminal. Alright guys, being that we have all of this out already, all we need to do now is remove the coolant line to the transmission, because this is an automatic transmission car, and we'll be able to just lower down the radiator and the condenser together most likely. Alright, so this is one of the lines for the transmission. Let's go here, you remove this. Alright, so once you have that off, you can use like a flathead or something, help you pry it back as you pull. There we go. More to go, and then we gotta get that one condenser line up here. I don't know if you guys can see where I'm pointing. It's up there. It's hard to get some of the angles for you guys, but I'm getting another line that's up there. So I'm just gonna skip this part, because all I need to do, since I have it loose now, is just pull it back just like I did for the one that's right here. It's gonna be the same exact concept. So I'll pick it back up once I'm done taking that off. Alright guys, so this is a little bit of a weird angle, but I removed this refrigerant line from the front of the condenser because the way it runs is that it goes above that, you know, that chassis, the chassis right there, comes all the way over and ends up here, and it goes to the compressor. So, you know, if you take it off from here, hopefully the last thing we'll have to do is just remove these brackets on both sides, and then the condenser and the radiator will just come down at the same time. So we're just trying to just make a lot of space, you know, all the way around it. That way, you know, we have no problems when it's time to bring it down. So on the left side of the car, you're gonna have this little bracket thing here. You're just gonna use a 10 with maybe a wrench. You get that out, get it out of the way. Then here, you're gonna have 12s. Once you knock them out, you're gonna get this big bracket out of the way. We kind of just swung it out of the way and just put the other bolt back. Same thing on the other side. Now everything is just coming down. That's exactly what we wanted to happen. Just gotta feed everything through. Alright guys, so everything's out. And then we decided, you know what, let's open the boxes now, which we should have done before. So we opened the box, we saw the condenser, and we're like, okay, good, we're happy. And then we started realizing that something's a little bit different. So for example, the condenser line would go here on this one. On the original, it's, you know, like maybe 3/4 of the way up. Right here, the dryer, I believe they call it. The dryer has 2 lines at the top. For the original, the dryer has no lines except for the one down here, which is not even a part of the dryer. So clearly it's different. I bought from Rock Auto, and this is the second time in like a month where I've gotten the wrong part. So be careful with that. Now I have to check at Advanced Auto or AutoZone to see if I can find the right part. But I bought the radiator on eBay, and it looks perfect, and it's also the right one. So I might have to start going with eBay Auto from now on. Alright, let's get to searching.